Hello everyone, welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Friday and we're going to be looking at DFS over on DraftKings today. This is going to be the slate for both games combined. If you guys want to see a single game slate for either one of these games, how I build my lineup for that, just let me know. We're going to go through each position, talk about the players at hand, their value, whether or not I like them at that value. And with only 4 teams left, you have very slim pickings at players. It's harder to be different and differentiate your lineup. So just explore different options, you can build about 10 million different lineups if you really, really wanted to. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but you know my point. So we'll start off at the quarterback position. Patrick Mahomes is $7,600. Obviously, he's dealing with that concussion. I don't know if he's worth that price tag compared to some of these other guys, honestly, but even if you look at fantasy points per game here, him and Josh Allen are averaging the same fantasy points per game. Chiefs defense is probably a little bit easier than the Bills defense too. The Bills are going to throw it a bunch, so I'd probably lean Josh Allen in this case. Save your $700, use it elsewhere. You can make a case to pay down for Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady too as well. Obviously, if Patrick Mahomes does not play, then Chad Henne's out there. If you really, really want to pay down to $5,000, you could do it, but that $1,100, $1,500 you're saving is probably not worth it. So if I'm looking here, I'm probably going to go with Josh Allen. Maybe Aaron Rodgers. We're just going to go with Josh Allen for this example, though. So at running back, you got Aaron Jones far and ahead, the most expensive running back here by $1,200. He goes against the best run defense that's left in the game, too, so he's not a guy I'm too high on. I think he could have an okay game. I think the Packers need to utilize him a little bit more in this game, but that's my opinion. Doesn't mean they're going to do it. So you got Leonard Fournette here. Obviously, he's very attractive at $5,300 if Ronald Jones is banged up, limited, or ends up not playing. Obviously, he's been dealing with that quad injury. You got Clyde Edwards-Helaire dealing with the ankle injury. He's $5,000. He's not somebody I'm interested in at all, honestly, even if he does play. I am interested in Darrell Williams, $4,800. Pretty fair price there overall. So we're going to add him real quick. Ronald Jones, if he plays, $4,600, not a bad price by any means. A guy that you could definitely put in some of your lineups. He definitely has the potential to pay off. The last time he played against the Packers, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Devin Singletary, he could get some carries in this game, $4,500, pretty fair price there. Jamal Williams, $4,400, not interested in him at all. He's banged up as well. Zach Moss still on IR. Le'Veon Bell, $4,100, hasn't practiced, or he didn't practice yesterday, so not really somebody I'm interested in leaning on. Most of these other guys down here, unless you want to take a dart throw at Darwin Thompson, if Le'Veon Bell and Clyde Edwards-Helaire don't play, then maybe you could play him, but I think that just makes Darrell Williams more attractive. But if you really want to be different and you want to spend up at other positions, maybe you can do it then. The rest of these guys here, not really too interested in any of them. I mean, you got A.J. Dillon, but he's banged up too, so nothing too attractive there. We could put Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, and Singletary in. So we're just going to put Singletary in for this example. Then at wide receiver. Wide receiver is going to get quite interesting. So you got the top guy, Devontae Adams, $8,000. Not a bad price by any means. Tyreek Hill, $7,200. An $800 price difference for Tyreek Hill. I think they priced him down a little bit just because he's going up against Tre'Davious White, and Chad Henne might end up starting in this game. If Chad Henne starts in this game, I have literally no interest in Tyreek Hill, unless I'm playing in a real big GPP. Then if you want to make one of your lines different, you want to get lucky, see if Tyreek Hill bounces off, I'm fine with doing that. I think Devontae Adams is solid here. Stephon Diggs, $7,000. I think that's a really good price. You see this opponent ranked second here. That's kind of misleading for the Chiefs. They've been good against wide receivers, quarterbacks throughout the year, but most of it's just because they've been leading games. Teams try to run the ball against them. It's a little bit skewed. I have literally no problem putting Stephon Diggs in my lineup, so I'm going to do that right now. And Tampa Bay wide receivers, they're all banged up. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown. Looks like Antonio Brown was ruled out now. Yeah, so Antonio Brown was officially ruled out in this game, so that makes this a little bit more interesting. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, $5,800, $5,400. They're both great prices. I think in this situation we're going to throw in Godwin. I think Jair Alexander lines up against Mike Evans more than not, so that makes him a little less attractive. Then you get down to these guys. So you got John Brown, Alan Lazard, Cole Beasley, McCole Hardman. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, kind of all in that $4,000 range, give or take a couple $100. John Brown, I don't have a problem with him here at all, especially if you're going with Josh Allen. You can double stack wide receiver here. If you did that, I'd probably get rid of Devin Singletary at running back and go with somebody else there. Or you could even put Cole Beasley in instead of John Brown. This game ends up in a shootout. You definitely want to have some of these Bills wide receivers. Then we get down to the McCole Hardmans, the Marquez Valdez-Scantlings, the Sammy Watkins, and Demarcus Robinsons of the world. So these guys are kind of like all your long shots. Sammy Watkins, who knows if he plays. Gabriel Davis, he's banged up. I wouldn't touch him. But Demarcus Robinson, McCole Hardman, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, they're all just dart throws. If you get that long touchdown out of them, it's going to pay off. If you don't, it's probably going to hurt you. Scotty Miller's kind of in that group too. Byron Pringle maybe, but Antonio Brown's out now, so that makes me a little bit more interested in Scotty Miller, a little bit more interested in Tyler Johnson. If you need a real cheap dart throw type of guy, definitely somebody to check out there. Another dart throw, if you really want to, is Aquinas St. Brown, $3,000. Towards the end of the game last week, he was actually playing ahead of Marquez Valdez-Scantling, so that's kind of interesting. Bare minimum $3,000. Definitely could be a lot worse, especially if you're already playing like Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, then maybe you want to stack them in there too. I think we're going to put John Brown or Cole Beasley in here. We'll put in John Brown for now, see how it pans out later. Tight ends. So once again, we got Travis Kelce, $8,000, twice as much as any other tight end and then some. So he's definitely worth it if Patrick Mahomes plays. If Chad Henne plays, it gets very interesting. He could be hyper-targeted by Henne, could be all right, but is he going to be worth that $8,000 price tag? I don't think so. So if Mahomes plays, I have no problem stacking Kelce, Mahomes, probably even Tyreek Hill, maybe even Darrell Williams. Honestly, I think between the two games, if you want to try to stack more players from one game, it's probably that Kansas City-Buffalo game, especially if Patrick Mahomes does play. Definitely could end up in a shootout. So then the four other tight ends we're really looking at overall: Robert Tonyan, Rob Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, Dawson Knox. I have no real bias towards any of these. If you play Aaron Rodgers, I don't have a problem stacking Tonyan with him. He had a nice game last week, 4 catches, 60 yards, 10 points overall. If you get that again, you'll take it. Obviously, you're looking for a touchdown with him. Gronkowski really hasn't done much lately, but if you get that touchdown, that couple extra $100 you're saving definitely could be worth it. Cameron Brate's been more involved in the passing game in recent weeks. Kind of makes him a little bit more interesting, especially with Antonio Brown out now. He doesn't quite need to have that touchdown to pay off. And then Dawson Knox pretty much has to have that touchdown to pay off. In this case, we're going to go with Cameron Brate, just because he seems like a safer floor play at this point in time with Antonio Brown being ruled out. We're going to skip over the flex for right now. We'll go to defense and then we'll come back. So as far as defenses go, the Packers are the most expensive, $3,600. I don't really understand this one. They're not really somebody I'm going after. Chiefs defense, $3,100. Not bad price there. Overall, I think you should have a little bit of shares of the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Buccaneers defense if it was me. That extra couple $100 savings you're getting by not playing the Packers, definitely worth it. And in this game, I'm actually kind of interested in the Buccaneers defense. They shut down the Packers pretty good last time. They had 2 or 3 turnovers in that game, so definitely a little bit interesting there. The Bills could be very, very interested, very, very chalky if Patrick Mahomes does not start. I expect the Bills probably to be at like 80% ownership if Patrick Mahomes does not start. But in this case, we're going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And as you see it here, we got a whole bunch of money to spend still. We got $11,400, so we're going to go back and see where we can spend up. Obviously, when you have less games on the slate, you have more financial flexibility, and you can get creative with that. And one thing is, do not be afraid to not spend all of your money on every single line, especially when there's a smaller slate. So if we take like John Brown out of here, we could put Devontae Adams in. Still have $7,700 left. Then we could put in like Tyreek Hill here. So then you'd have a lineup like this. It'd be Josh Allen, Darrell Williams, Devin Singletary, Stephon Diggs, Chris Godwin, Devontae Adams, Cameron Brate, Tyreek Hill, Buccaneers defense. Looks like a pretty solid line to me. Definitely one that you could consider. Like I said, there's so many different possibilities, especially at DFS, especially on a 4-game slate where you have a lot of financial flexibility. So just kind of play around this week. See who you like, see who you don't like. If you guys have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask me. I'm definitely here for you guys. I want to see you guys do well in DFS this week. There is a free contest by, I believe, AutoZone for the 2-game slate. Then there's the KFC Sunday night series for the single game slate as well. If you guys are interested in me doing a single game slate over either game, please let me know as well. Definitely be glad to share that with you. If you guys are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. It really helps build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, and that's really one for you, the viewers, helping you with your fantasy football, helping you with DFS, covering all the football news going down this off season, covering some baseball news. We're going to be doing some fantasy baseball as well, so if you guys are into baseball at all, please be sure to check that out as well. Or if you're not and you have a friend that's really into baseball, have them check me out as well. Definitely be glad to have each and every one of you here with me. And with that being said, if you are new or current subscribers yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It'll let you know every single time I post up a new video. And with that being said, tomorrow I'm going to do a video over the new Lions head coach, Dan Campbell. Kind of talk about him, his background, who the assistants coming over with him are going to be, and kind of go from there. Just my thoughts overall on that hiring. But with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys all do very, very well in DFS this weekend. Whether it's NFL DFS, if you guys are playing NBA DFS, if you guys are playing NBA DFS as well, you want to see some videos about that, please let me know as well. I've been playing quite a bit of NBA DFS recently too. But once again, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And I really hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.